So are you guys nervous yet? Watching Bitcoin kind of tank over the past day and a half? Isn't it kind of funny though? When we were over here going up, all the YouTubers are getting bullish. They were calling for 51 to $55,000 Bitcoin before it even, proved that it was going to do that.
Road Dog Crypto.
My video called for a rollover, which actually is what happened because that's what the charts were telling me. This point right here, coming down here, you see that blue line? See how that slants down? And do you see how from this same point the line slants up? Well, that is a divergence. That is a hidden bearish divergence. And that told me that, well, we're probably not going to get enough strength to break through there. And actually, we didn't even have enough strength to even touch the trend line. We came just a little short of it. And that's another sign that we were getting ready to roll over. And so when we did, they were still holding out hope until we broke this point here. And even myself, seeing all the strength that we saw here, I was hoping that we would just come down to 44,000 and then maybe bounce up from there. But instead, anytime that you have a range or a channel of price action, you can expect it to bounce up and down until that range, until it finally does break out. Now we are approaching the bottom of the range, and you can see that everybody's getting nervous. There have been tons of longs that have been liquidated. A lot of this is the cascading liquidation effect, but a lot of people are nervous, they're scared, and they're calling for us to go down lower. Can we? We definitely can. Now, I want to show you something about this range that we've got. Now, I've got this channel, but if you'll see here, we kind of peeked out of it a little bit. We did a wick out. Now, that's something that can happen again. When will it happen? I don't think it's going to happen today. I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. And the reason why is because usually it's taking us about 2 or 3 days to get there. So I'm expecting about midweek that maybe we will wick down. We possibly can. And that's what we got to be prepared for, that we may actually come down to around this 36,500, 36,700, 36,800 range, somewhere in that area, before we wick back up and get back into this channel, and then we continue on from there. I am expecting actually for us to come back up to this $44,000 range. Now, will we break past that? I don't know that yet, but I do see from where we are in the charts that we got enough strength to get there. Do we have to break out of this channel to come down here? No. Is it a possibility? It's a likely possibility, so be prepared for it. And so how do I prepare for trading these ranges? If you watch other YouTubers, when they're talking about, oh, it's getting ready to break out because it's a bull flag, they're talking about going all in here. Well, I just don't do it that way. I don't have much luck going all in at once. And what I've found that works is that when I go to these ranges, maybe right here, and this is what I've been doing, I've got buys layered all the way down to here. So if Bitcoin does come down, I'm buying it up. And when it pulls back up, I'm going to start being in profit. Now, why is that a better strategy? Let's look at it from this point of view. The lower that I buy, and if it does break out from here, which would be a sign that it's got further down action, if I'm spending $1,000 here at 37.5 and I have to get out of it at 3,600, I'm not going to lose as much money as if I buy it up here and then decide to capitulate after I see, well, yeah, we're definitely going down. So my risk to reward is actually greater the lower that I can buy in. And that's my whole point. Now, am I nervous now? No, I'm really not. The only people that are really nervous and scared are the people that are overextended, people that bought way too high and the price is down and they're nervous, and especially the people who bought on leverage and their positions are being compromised. Because when you buy leverage, you can lose everything. When things go down to a certain point, you get liquidated and it's gone. It's not like spot trading where you still have your Bitcoin. The money you put in there, the $1,000, $2,000, whatever you put in there, it's all gone once you get liquidated. And that's why people get nervous and scared when Bitcoin starts taking these sharp dives down. So let's take a closer look and let's see what's going on. Now we're on the daily because the larger time frames will give you the most information. We are holding very well at this trend line. Now, what we have to keep in mind is that the more that we touch a line, the weaker that we make it. And there can always be the possibility that we will weaken it enough until we do break through. But until that happens, we have to assume that we're going to keep trading into this channel and that we're going to keep going in this range. And that's how I approach to trade this. And as I mentioned, we could get a quick wick down, and I'm prepared for that. Now, what I want to keep my eye out for, what I do not want to see is something like this, where it comes down, comes back up here to the main channel and fails to break back into it. Now, if it does that, we're going down. What else could this look like? It can also come down past here, wick up, and come down. Both of those are bad signs. So this is what we don't want to see. Now, if we do see this, if this does start playing out this way, this is the sign to get out. This is the time, close all your positions because things are they're going to start trickling down low. That will be your sign. Sell. Sell your altcoins, sell your Bitcoin, get out of the market right now because we will get ready to take a much bigger step down. And how much down could we go if we do that? Well, let's take a measured move. Let's look at that. If that were to happen, we would be looking coming down to about 29,000. We don't want to ride that down. We would rather sell here and then buy back in down here, or when we start seeing the trend start changing and going in an upward direction. So that's our worst case scenario that we're looking at right now. Do I think that this is going to happen? I do not think that this is going to happen. And here, let me show you why. Follow my cursor down here. Look at the RSI. The RSI is currently at 30. It's at 31.28. The RSI is currently at 31.28. Now, anything below 30 means that it has been oversold. It means, hey, we sold way too much. And that's when people are going to start buying back in, making this RSI curve back up. So when it reaches around the 30 range, that is pointing that we're getting close to a reversal. Now, if we look at our MACD, it's a little bit of a lagging indicator. It's a little bit behind. We're still kind of bearish on that. We have nothing going on with Market Cipher telling us that we got a leg up yet. This is going to take some time. Okay, we're looking at probably staying around this range. My guess is for most of this week. And that's why I think it's possible that in the next day or two, we may dip down here to this area. So I'm thinking we're kind of going to be doing something like this over the next week and a half. That's what I'm expecting. So just to reiterate, what I'm expecting to see over the next week or so is for us to probably dip below this line and come back into it and come back into this channel. Now, when it does that, that is called a bear trap. And that's when we'll start seeing a lot of people who are shorting, expecting the numbers to come on down. They will get liquidated and there'll be buying pressure to buy Bitcoin and driving the price up. So let's take a closer look. We've checked out the daily. We see what's going on in the big picture. And that's what I'm telling you. We're still in this range that we're trading. 36.8, 36.5, somewhere through there is the lowest that I can see it possibly wicking down to. Majority of the time, looks like we're going to be trading between the 39 and 40,000 range. Now, am I 100% sure on this? No, you never can be. But the probabilities are telling me that this is likely the scenario to play out. So why am I so confident that we're going to get a move up? This is what I'm looking at. From right here to here, we're slanting up, correct? All right. Now my arrow won't reach down here, so I have to come down here to draw this. But that same point, that is hidden bullish divergence. And that tells us that we should be continuing in the same direction, which is an uptrend because to a higher low, another higher high, and another higher low. We're still in an uptrend. Some people are arguing that this is a bear flag, that this whole big entire movement is a bear flag. This is totally something else. This pattern played out, and what did this pattern tell us? This pattern told us that when it breaks out, we've got a measured move to come up to here, around the $55,000 range. That's what we're waiting on. That's what this should be taking us to do. So until it breaks out of what it is supposed to be doing, I'm not going to worry. I'm just going to keep buying. Let's take a look at the 4 hour just to get a little better idea of what's going on. All right, so on the 4 hour, RSI is below 30. Bitcoin is oversold. The momentum wave on the market cipher is getting ready to print a green dot. And now that's a good sign for prices to go up. Okay, now our RSI is tanked. It is at 15. That is crazy low. Unreal low. When has it ever been there before? And what's happened? We had bottoms over here, low RSI over here too. What happened? It went up. It went up. What happened here? It went up. What's going to happen here? Probably the same thing. We're probably going to do what we historically always have done and start going up. Now we can take a look at the 1 hour and see what we got going on. We got some green dots indicating that we're getting a bounce off of this level of support, which is the bottom of our channel. RSI is at a crazy 10. These are numbers that we just don't see, people. A bounce is coming. So with that in mind, I hope you're not too afraid to pick up some more Bitcoin right now, because it's a good time. Now, if Bitcoin does take a bounce up, you'll start seeing some altcoins start bouncing up a little bit too. Is this a good time to start going on alts? Well, that's a little tricky. There's definitely some good bargains out there right now. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin dominance right now and see what's been going on with it. All right, so this is what we've been waiting for with this, is for the dominance to break out of this rising wedge. And what did it do? It did. Our measure move is down here to about 40%. As this comes down, the altcoins will start increasing in Bitcoin value. And as it comes down, that's when you want to sell your altcoins into Bitcoin. But we should be in for a mini altcoin season, and it was starting to look really good until Bitcoin decided to tank today. That had a huge effect on the altcoin markets, and you're probably feeling that in your portfolio right now. This still has more room to play out, and we expect it to play out until Bitcoin does its little turnaround and starts getting the attention more, and then we'll get another leg up. All right, guys, hopefully this will settle your nerves a little bit where you won't be as edgy, but we are expecting to bounce here. I've got all the confidence in the world in my TA that we will get a bounce. We may have a little bit more downside to come to, but I don't see anything terrible happening. All right, guys, just keep in mind that this is going to be a slow thing. Over the next 2 to 4 weeks, we're definitely going to see a lot of sideways actions out of Bitcoin within this range. Until next time, my name is Lane, your Crypto Road Dog, signing off. Be blessed, be positive, and you got this, baby. Road Dog Crypto.